CCP are the only actual so full-scale like PC gaming studio in Iceland. We have a couple of other companies that are out here, like Plain Vanilla, who produce Quiz Up and a couple of other mobile games. But we're the only like sort of full-time PC-based game studio in Iceland. So it's like super weird to be kind of on your own out here. And it's CCP is actually like one of the biggest companies in Iceland. So it's also kind of it's two things at once. It's like a really, really specific type of company and also one of the biggest ones. And we contribute a fair bit to the economy out here. So it's yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's kind of a unique position, I guess, for us.
So you guys are like heroes out there. I mean, like, is there like CCP Day? You know, they have like a banner out there for you guys. You know, like
we don't go that far, but like it's pretty crazy. Like the staff are pretty well known around the capital, Reykjavik. So it's generally like, you know, if we go to a bar or a restaurant, we usually have a company discount. And like if you're like totally drunk downtown and you need to get home, and like because Icelandic street names are so difficult to pronounce, if you're like so drunk you can't pronounce it, you just say, hey, take me to CCP, and every cab driver knows where you're going. So you get to at least somewhere familiar where you can shelter from the cold, which is nice.
See, I thought that would be one thing that would always be great, because, you know, I think one thing is gamers are always looking for respect, you know, because you always see, you know, as much money, talent, education that it takes for a lot of gamers. A lot of times, you know, a lot of gamers, game developers, publishers, people that work in the industry still don't get a lot of respect that they deserve. And especially with entertainment, you have people come in and they take that and they come in, they swoop in and they say, hey, let me do this quick voiceover, and then they say, you know, then they go back to their Hollywood and they're like, hey, look, I did this gaming thing, but I'm not really a gamer. But with CCP, you guys can actually get pulled over and say, hey, CCP, and you get treated like a Hollywood superstar. So that's pretty cool that you guys can, you know, do that. You're like, hey, I'm CCP. It's like pull out a badge.
Yeah, the cool thing, I think the cool thing with working with this company is like, in terms of games company, I mean, we're still an indie games company, so we're still relatively small, despite the fact that we run Eve, we run Dust, and we're working on Valkyrie. But it's like we're still so small that it still feels like a family, and like everyone who works here is like a massive nerd. Like we have people who are like, you know, they're taking like hours out of their weekend, or they're coming into the office in the evenings to like sit down and play like Battlestar Galactica board games and just generally chill out and have fun. Like there's a couple of people who've like had movie nights in the office, that kind of thing. Well, we'll just come into our big boardroom and put a couple of movies on the big screen, and a few employees will like sit and chill out and watch Aliens or Event Horizon or something like that. So yeah, there's a lot of really like core dedicated gamers here, and that goes from everything like old traditional games, like, you know, we see some of our programmers sat playing chess at lunchtime and some of our artists, and then it goes up to people who are into like, you know, all the latest shooters. So it's a super mixed group of nerds, but everyone has the same like core thing in their heart where they just love games. So it's kind of nice, because my background before I came to CCP wasn't in gaming, so it's been a huge transition to sort of like go from doing a super serious job that I was before to a job that I also consider a hobby. So yeah, it's been a good transition for me.